today and what he's doing even in the future. I thank God because there's a lot of people that I'm meeting, and that's what it's all about, building relationships and trying to remember people's names. So there's times when I was like, okay, I found a CD young lady gave me, and I was like, where did I get this CD from? I got this CD from, and I couldn't think of it for nothing in the world. And then I realized who it came from. And it's a very anointed woman of God out of Tampa. And so I really look forward in getting with her. I'm going to try to call her. And I just thank God because God's letting me remember people. Because when meeting other people and people in different arenas, you sometimes have a tendency to forget. So I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to remember names, even during business, where you can meet people. Because a lot of times, even in the past, I used to say, here, this is what I'm doing, and I want you to come. But now it's a lot different to me. You know, it has more of a meaning because I'm letting them know what I'm doing, and I want to be a blessing into their lives as well. And so it's just an awesome experience when you're realizing about relationship, because all of us serve the same God, most of us. But that's why I also wanted to be able to learn different things about different people and their tradition, because you never want to go out of another country and disrespect them in no ways. It's like when you go into that country, you do as that country do. You come in America, but it's almost like America is like where everything goes where it shouldn't be, because morals need to be put back in place. But one thing we're talking about is they're changing the money into the gold coins, and what the purpose of it is they took "In God We Trust" off the money, and they're boycotting that and hoping that people don't accept the gold coins because of the fact they're taking God out of it. And when you take God out of the equation, then we in trouble. And there's a lot of things that there was something that used to come on the internet of different individuals who was upscale, and how they said that certain things about God, and they ended up losing their life. But I remember, I'll never forget the story of a woman that had shared that her daughter, she was praying in the car, and her daughter said, keep Jesus in the back because we don't need him here. And then they ended up having a bad accident, and there was a carton of eggs in the trunk. Everyone in the car died, but the eggs still survived in the back of the trunk. I'll never forget that story. So it's kind of scary when America's turning away from what our forefathers had in God We Trust, and America, you know, and there's like different versions of everything. But I want to just share with you, because when I started to share with you last time about the waves, and it's called Make Waves, and it's by Patty Johnson. And this is such an awesome book about make waves, and it reminds me of the dreams that I have even concerning waves. And so when you wave, she was saying being a wave maker, I remember having dreams of being in the water and fighting the waves. And then now when I dream of water, I dream of riding the waves. And so when I seen this book, it was such a blessing to me, and it looked like I haven't been able to really like put it down. But I just want to share with you, because I want you to know that even ministry has to be considered as a business, because even though we give of ourselves, it still takes money for us to be able to keep going, people of God. So I want you to know that I'm reading this not only to be a blessing for just ministry, but to be blessing to business owners as well, or even those that have dreams on the inside of us, vision on the inside of us that they have not yet even tapped into. And so there's a lot of things that God wants us to be able to do, to be able to have more than just one stream of income, because everyone's working from one paycheck to the next paycheck. They don't get paid to the next paycheck. But God wants us to be able to create. Like, you know, that you get paid on Monday, then you got to wait that whole week hoping to wait till that Monday comes so you get paid again. Or you get paid that Friday, or that every 2 weeks. That'd be a dreadful thing. But wouldn't it be nice that you could be working and you still have other things working for you, where you have checks that all you have to do is just put them in a bank, or be able to use it and do different things that you want. And even in ministry, when you mostly be freed up in ministry, you'll be able to do a lot of things that God has called you to do, to be able to be a blessing in the lives of other people. So a lot of people come against people that are in ministry, but they shouldn't, because they're doing God's will. And God said, don't worry about what you're going to eat, drink, or even what you're going to wear. You understand? A lot of times we have to have trust. A lot of people wonder, well, how in the world you into the gift of the prophetic? How do you go so deep? How is that? But when you came to a place like I had to, well, all I could depend on was Jesus, you'll understand. All I had to depend on was God. God had me solely depend on him because I couldn't depend on people. And every time that I depended on people, I was let down. But now I thank God, even in the growth, God's showing me the importance of people, and God is showing me the importance of relationships. And that's why it's not good to really have fallouts with people. If you can get it right, get it right. But when you know that people aren't going to be right with you, sometimes you have to walk away and say goodbye. But the thing about it, it's in relationship, people, and that's what's very important. Me getting to know you, you getting to know me. And that's why even when I'm on the radio, I feel like I'm getting to know people that I don't even know yet, but I'm hoping that one day I will get a chance to meet. And we thank God because we here at WSDO and your 1400 AM dial. We are family here. We have different radio shows. We have different programs, but each and every one of us are family, and we're breaking forth the bread of life. We have our different style. We all are originals. We're in God's garden. If everybody was alike, then there would be no need of even having us, different people. So all of us have different personalities, and that's a good thing, and that's what makes us who we are. And I just want to share with you, it says, what was the original objective? Remember the original intent when you envision your wave. Return to the vision and why you believed it would make a difference. What were your actual results? Consider objectively what happened, not your feelings about it. Focus on the facts and note the real results. What was happening when you made progress, and likewise when you hit the roadblock. Be the researcher and look at what actually happened. What feedback did you receive from others on your idea? What feedback did you receive from whom? We know you can't expect consensus on a new idea or wave, but feedback you receive is important. What was the input from your core idea patterns? It's important to separate who gave the feedback from what they actually said. So here, it's good to have feedback. What do you think? It's like sometimes I be on the radio, I haven't been able to really ask people, but it's been a blessing to me because people have stopped me and say, I've been listening to your show on the radio. I've been on the job. I'll make sure that I have it right there when you come on. I'd be like, what? And then I really don't get a chance to ask, but it make me feel so good, people of God. It make me feel so good because you're giving me impact, and I'm knowing that I'm making a difference in the lives of other people, and I have people telling me, keep keeping it real. Keep keeping it real. Because, people of God, I take things seriously because we have to give an account to everything that we speak out of our mouths. Just like one young lady I was ministering to, and I was dealing with her boyfriend. And at first I told her to stop before she even got that way. I said, you're going to pregnant? She was like, I just can't help it. And then it was like when I was talking to her and something happened. And then people got to realize when you enter into relationships and babies are formed, then it's not that baby a fault because that baby's formed. But if you want me to tell you things that just make you feel good to have because you have itching ears, I can't do it. I got to tell you what God tells me because I love you enough to give you the truth. And you may be upset with me because I tell you the truth. But one thing I thank God for, when someone need prayer, whether who it is, they know to come to me because they know I'm going to pray and they know they're going to get a word from the Lord. And it blesses my heart when God moves in such a way because it's not about me. But I tell you, some things I wonder, why did I have to go through what I went through? But I can't say that I regret a lot of it. Yeah, we regret some of the mistakes we made even when we were younger. But the good thing about it, that we had to go through what we had to go through to make us who we are today. And I'm telling you, people of God, I can relate to a lot of different people because a lot of different things that I've been through. And it's something when, when children nowadays just do what they're big enough to do and bad enough to do. But it's another thing when you are young and you're pushed into situations and things that you didn't want to be in, and then you don't have nobody to really help you out. So I could understand all of that. But I want you to know that even in this, people of God, God is going to bless you. And this is why God, like if we get off the bandwagon, we get out of school, God causes us to get back on track where we got off a track at. But I went off a track just a minute ago because I went to talk, and that's a minister that's on the inside of me. But I was talking about feedback, people of God. That is good to get feedback. Sometimes people don't want to hear it. It may not be good feedback. It might be bad feedback. But all that is to help you to do better on what you are doing. And it said it's important to separate who gave the feedback from what they actually said. Was there a difference in the feedback on the idea versus the implementation? The person who gave you the input may determine the relevance. When you're naysayers, professional naysayers who thrive on poking holes in any new idea from anyone, Did they have a personal bias that runs counter on your change? As an example, if you had a resistance from a key person who values efficiency above all else, then she may not be interested in experimentation, even if it will help in the long run. There are some waves that require agreement from your boss. If she didn't agree, think carefully about the factors that affected that decision: timing, visibility. As an example, if you resist from any... Okay, I read that. Excuse me, I was just thrown off a little bit. There are some ways that require agreement from your boss. If she didn't agree, think carefully about the factors that affected that decision: timing, viability, cost, or need. Consider that carefully before deciding that it didn't work. So there's a lot of times within us that we might feel like if we get a no, or somebody say not now, sometimes we take that as, oh well, they didn't like it, and then you shut down. That's not the way you shut down. You just keep on working and having it. And then when God will present it again, you'll be able to present it again, people of God. And the next one is